Welcome back to Satisfactory once again. Last time we built this little bit of machine to get this running to start get me some coupons. In addition, there's been an update. We are now at update 7, which didn't really add much, but we got some nice UI changes, as well as the big thing of this update is blueprints, which I am not far enough along for any sort of blueprinting or anything like that. So it's not something we're going to be worrying about, like, at all. In the meantime, though, there is one problem with the fact that we got an update, and that's... Oh, did that change? Is that no longer a thing? Or is my save potentially glitched? Because, well, I guess there was the big tick guys back there. So, one of the things that came with Update 6 was basically every single enemy respawned, and so... we can now name our lizard doggos. I have not read any of, like, the update notes, so I did not know this was a thing. This will be Best Doggo. We're gonna get Best Doggo out of here very soon. Oh, he's got... oh, because it's Fixmas still. So, another thing is, every year for Christmas, they have Fixmas, an event, that I did not take part in. I haven't even played since, like, last update to the series, but as I was saying, usually in updates, enemies respawn. I don't know if that's, like, with only when, like, major map updates occur, but... oh. So that's how Fixmas works. Okay, no, I actually have to touch them, which is not good considering... that is not a good spot for that to fall to. Let's quick fix that. Let's see what's in them. So, during Fixmas... oh, of course, one dropped, like, right after. Let's just, I don't want to drop too many of these. During Fixmas, I guess, gifts just fall from the sky, and they can have, like, basically anything in them, so I'm going to open them, but, like, at the end of this episode to see, like, what we get. And then I'm just gonna, like, store most of it, because I don't want to, like, ruin the intended balancing of this. Was also, like, partly to show, like, hey, newbies, this is what you go through a normal playthrough. And only if you actually play during Fixmas is this a thing. So anyway, the thing I want to do this episode is the major... oh, one just landed on top there. The major, retooling of basically everything here. I want to make this a proper actual base at this point. Not just, oh, all of these machines spiraling everywhere that I don't know what anything is. I want to build an entire building up, and so... that's going to completely destroy my entire factory setup, but it's going to be worth it in the long run, but only in the long run. So, yeah, that's going to be the big issue, is where do we begin? Well, I guess where do we begin is make a box with all my stuff in it. Do I have normal boxes on my hotbar? I do not. They also changed some of this. I actually think I heard that some things are in different spots, so... okay, no, it is still just there. So I'm just gonna put... box, box, box. And then just shove basically everything in here, just because I'm not going to need it. That I'm not going to need. Oh yeah, and also plants regrow in updates, I'm pretty sure. Unless they fix that. Gonna need all this iron. I don't think I'm gonna need the rods. I can put these in here. Otherwise, I want to just shove as much as I can into here. Okay, no, that's enough. I wasn't sure if I had enough space. Oh yeah, that's plenty of space. Nope, I'm gonna want those. The box in there. We're gonna put that somewhere later. Screws I think I'll need. Quick wire I don't need. All the steel I shouldn't need. That I'll need. Sheets maybe I'll need. And then I believe... No, let's take these back out. I'm shift-clicking to quick transfer, by the way. I think this all I'll want to have on me. I won't need the bombs. Maybe the rotor. Yeah, that should be good. So at this point, I'm going to start by cutting off the actual miner point. Just because the miners are... There's only so much you can do with the miners, and I'm going to let everything run its course, basically. And then when everything runs out of space, then we'll just take care of that. Or just be done with it. Also, we're gonna have to get rid of all this. See, like, I'm not using a lot of this room, and there's this entire node that I've not been using. That'll massively up my iron processing. So getting all this node free and everything decluttered will be a major boon just from the word go. So I'm gonna let everything process, and then I'll be back with the results of all that. We can measure it in how much of these we have. So when everything's worked through, we have 50, 56. This is basically full. We'll see what happens. But now I'm gonna take a trip out that way to see how my my steel processing is. And then we'll come back here and see how everything is. Also, my copper will be running the whole time. But yeah, that's... We'll see what happens when I come back. Alright, I am back. Things are slowly getting no longer used. This one is still going a little bit, and will be going a little bit longer. But generally, we are seeing it fall apart. Well, not fall apart, but it was intentional. But I went and got a lot of steel. A lot of steel. I don't think I'll need any of it. But what I will need... Wait, that was the right one? No, I'll get the other one. It was this one, right? Yeah. 500 quick wire. I'm gonna want this quick wire for upgrading these poles, because... Sure, we have Mark 1 pole. But why Mark 1 when we can Mark 2? For, like, technically lower cost. Like, yeah, sure, it uses quick wire, which is more expensive, and, like, 2... It basically works out better. It's an improvement. It is an improvement. It doesn't look like one, but it's an improvement. But otherwise, now that all the machines are starting to run out of stuff, we're just gonna delete everything. I'm not gonna just... I could just do a mass delete, but... Actually, yeah, I can. This one, it doesn't matter if this one finishes, so I'm just gonna zoop, and I'm gonna end up getting those, but oh well. Wait, nope. I don't want to dismantle those. Hold on. I'm going to be more careful with that, because I don't want those to get deleted. Oop. That is holding control, by the way. I hit control to I just hover over things I want to dismantle, and they will get dismantled. Anything highlighted orange will get completely and totally deleted. Okay, so now, get rid of this floating thing. I'm not going to delete this pole yet, because... Wait, hold on. I accidentally just cut off, like, the rest of my power. That is part of why you don't do mass deletion too often, because things like that can happen. Sorry about that. I got a ping on Discord, and I wanted to make sure it wasn't something important. But, let's get rid of all that. Sometimes things aren't orange. Oh, is this... Yeah, that's empty, so... One of the first things we could do is get rid of this very ugly overhang. Ah, look at that. I can actually just walk without banging my head. Also, this is floating and attached to nothing else, so we can get rid of that. But that's much better now that... How much inventory do I have? A lot. I'm not worried. Oh, power's still out. That one is also still out. Is it? Yeah. Wait, why are these out? No power. Where is this attached to? This one is attached to... Yeah, right here. See, this is why when you do one of these mass, when you want to redo your base, be ready to just delete all of it like this. Just because one removal of one thing can destroy things you didn't even intend to delete. And that's why I'm doing this now, because the further we get and the more complex items we start making, I don't want to have to be dealing with this spaghetti later. Being able to have things be all nice and neat will be a massive improvement. Like, just generally and more specifically that I'll get into later. For now, though, let's see, how far can I do this? The ground does seem to be sticking through, so I might want to make this like the base floor and then have things rise up one starting from here. Because I'm also going for neatness in a way, because I'm way too much of a perfectionist, so yeah, that'll go all the way down. Worry about that messiness later. For now, I want to just start... Yeah, this will get too close? Maybe? No, maybe not. That might be perfect. That'll probably be too close, though. So what I'm trying to do is be able to section these off so that I'm not having to worry about them, like, being in the way or, like, actually part of the factory. Yeah. I would have to basically turn it this way. That might not even be a bad idea just because of how much space we need. We're going to need a lot of space here, so yeah, that's actually a potential. I'll just plop that down and we can fix that later. It's all going to depend. This one I'm just going to keep going straight on. I think I'm going to do both of these sideways just because the plan is I'm going to be doing multiple floors since the Z-axis is basically infinite. It's not infinite. There is a strict upper limit, but in terms of just like normal play, the upper limit just does not exist. You have no upper limit. A lot of people even just like make their entire factories up in the sky and just do like giant sky bridges everywhere. It's not the most efficient on the frame rate, but it does work. Yeah, this is where I'm going to cut. I'm going to let the factory fully process, and when we come back, there's going to be just one giant floor all across this area, and we'll see how that looks. Yeah, Toodaloo. Oh, I can't even hide behind this. Ah, I can hide behind, like, here. Toodaloo. Toodaloo. Whoop. Whoop. Really? Oh, it's because of... That's why. Look, I'm trying here. I'm trying to be cinematic. Like, it's all there. And then it's all gone! Told you, didn't I? Okay, be right back. Boop. This... It's what remains of Edith Finch. Or also my base. I plop that down. That's basically the only machine left. I'm gonna let that run its course. It has this much left, not that much. And that's how many cubes we have now. I'm also gonna fix that up later, the concrete maker. I also had to add a lot more storage boxes. These two are empty, but the rest of them have quite a bit of stuff. I also added a couple walls, so like start the aesthetic part as well. But also to put this ramp here to get up here, because this is where I'm going to be putting, like I intended before it, like several episodes back. I want to put the main base thing up here, the hub. I want to put the hub up here. But also, let's look at my little friend. Oh no, there's two of them. He multiplied. He didn't multiply, but you would doubt that because this one's radioactive. So in addition to everything they can find radioactive waste, uranium waste in specific. I have no way to get rid of that. That is a super ultra late game thing that you are able to get rid of uranium waste. You can't sink it. You can't just delete it. The game will not let you do that. So you have two options. You either quarantine your pupper like permanently, or you figure out somewhere to put the uranium waste, which is what I'm gonna do quick. You're gonna want a personal storage box just to throw it in somewhere that you're not gonna be going often. Like, just sitting it back here hidden, just so that it's not in the way. You're gonna want to get your doggo. Nope, is it? And then go, go, go. Okay, it's not that bad. My health is slowly draining that entire time that I had it on me, but now we're good. We now have two lizard doggos. I found them up there, and then I just brought them over. I'm gonna give them a proper pen soon. I'm also gonna make it glass-based. But for now, they're just gonna sit here. You know, so this is what we have as just a basic floor. I can maybe get two miners worth of buildings, and maybe some here. I don't know if I'm gonna like make this stuff to build stuff, or maybe that could be like where the copper comes in. I'm not sure what to do with all this space. But when it comes to just the miners, and like once we get it up to higher levels, because also I didn't even do Mark II, I just did Mark I. Once we get encased steel beams and all that, we're going to be able to upgrade to Mark II, and that's going to double our output to 240, and then we can 250% it, but I'll probably just 200 to 480 with just 2 power shards. That's a lot of machines, so let's just consider our smelter. If we just do one smelter, that is 30. Really, it doesn't work in this menu. 480 divided by 30 is 16 machines just to get rid of all the iron ore. Or if we would have to power shard it to overcharge, that would bring it to 60 per. Would still be 8 machines. I'm doing that just to prove the math to you, like, because 480 divided by 60 is a weird number. But yeah, it's 8. So that cuts it in half. But at the same time, it's like, that's still a lot of machines. And what we're going to be going up to is 720, which at the end is 720 divided by 30, 24 machines, or 12, since you're cutting it in half. That's a lot of machines that you just have to account for. So I could, like, make it go all the way around here. Or try and put them just in a row here. You're going to want to try and find space. That's why I wanted to do this now, just because the space requirements are really tough. And that's why I'm going to be needing a second floor. Even just for having these two machines go up, make all the stuff, and then split off wherever they need to go. It's a lot of space you need. I'm also gonna do other fancy things with, like, glass and walls here. I also like to do something like this with, like, smoothing out the ramp. I'm gonna need 2 meter. Just because it looks nicer when it goes into the ground, like, yeah, you're actually building into it. That's just a fancy thing you can do, just... It doesn't do anything for you, but I like how it looks. Even though I'm going to be walling it off and you only see it, like, partially. Still, it makes me happy to be neat. You know, so now the big thing is... We're only going to need the 4 for now. But I do want to plan ahead, so let's... That's the thing, is where do I start with these? Well, first, let's... I don't know if I'm going to put a wall here. Let's just put 2 walls down just in case, and I can always change it later. And then normal walls around just to... Did they add diagonal walls? I can't remember. I don't think they added diagonal walls, but if they did, that's a thing I do not have yet, right? Walls? Yeah, I don't have that if there is. So for now, I just put down... This'll help it make me properly put down as many machines as I need. Because you need some... Going through a wall, if you do something like this, just to segment off these and use the walls, you do need some space to, like, pull this out and, like, put a splitter. Like, I'm gonna be wanting to do a splitter, so I need to line it up with that hole, which is just in the middle. I'm gonna need a little bit of leeway just to be able to do that. It doesn't have to be that long, but it's just the point of I can't just put my machines down, like, here and be good if we're doing the... If I'm doing the walls, which I want to do the walls. I do like a little bit of the glamour side of it. If this was Factorio, I'd be going just all entirely. Maybe I should do a Factorio playthrough. You want to see me do a Factorio playthrough? Comment below if you want to see me also play Factorio. Yeah, that's a little autosave. Just nice little... It looks nice. I could just easily connect it. I can also I'm gonna have to upgrade it anyway, so... Just use those for now. Even if that's not the most resource-efficient one. So anyway, yeah. The whole point of this was smelting. How much space am I going to need to smelt? So, I believe that's the minimum amount of space you need to connect. Yeah. So, if I just do the 4, it is just the 4 for now, right? Yeah, 120. I could overclock it, but I'm not going to worry about overclocking for now, just because I don't have that many slugs. 2, 3, 4. Oh, that's merger, so splitter, split. Wait, splitter's facing the wrong way. I want the orange arrow needs to be hidden behind. There we go. That needs to be higher, because that's 60. That'll be 60. Yeah, that connected correct. Because that'll be 90. Maths. Two. I believe it's... Oh, what is that? Was it like that? Oop. Yeah, there we go. You line it up and then go 2 towards, and that gives you a like perfect curve. That's what I was going for, is like the perfect curve. Because I'm being overly perfectionist. So now I will have an extra 120 iron being made just from releasing this node from its captivity. Right, and that's... And again, it gonna expand it, Mark II, overclock. That's a lot of iron I got, and why something like this was worth doing. And so now I'm gonna do the same thing again with these, but we'll worry about those after. I just wanted to get one done just to show what kind of thought process is. Now I also want to worry about making the second floor. Now, these machines aren't that tall, and I don't think there's going to be much more processing down here besides these. Maybe bring the copper in, but... So I think that means I need at least 3 to be taller. Yeah, to be higher than these. But if I want to do a scaffolding, which I could do... something like this. It would get into it, but I could do that. This can be a thing that you do to better get around your factory if you have everything be super claustrophobic. But that's a little too low, so I would want to go at least 1 higher, probably. Because that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, just to be about as high as 3. I don't think I'm going to be needing that, but just in case, I'll go 4. And then just take all this back. You want to build bigger than you think you might need, because then you have a little bit of extra space. It's worth it just because, again, space, even in this little area where like, oh, I need 2 floors just to produce all this iron, it's because I just have a lot of iron. Yeah, sure, space is kind of an issue here, but not even that bad. Not even that bad. Yeah, so now I'm going to start working on building upward and getting more machines out, and we'll see. I'm probably gonna count it out and be like, okay, how many is... I am probably gonna do the 60, so I will do the 720, I'll do the 12. That's 4, so it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, etc. Yeah, we'll see. I'll show you what I have after I've actually built it. I don't want to just keep rambling on. But this is what I have so far. And just a lot of stuff. I'm going to build up, and then I'll worry about that. So, be right back. I jumped ahead a bit now to... I built the second floor. There's one little issue is, in only having 4 high, I started things up just to see, in the visual aspect. I added windows. Also, we'll get to that. Some smoke comes through the floor sometimes with the animation. You can see it wafting here and there, not often. That's just because... I bet if I extended the wall out more, it would do it more often. That waft through the ground. Just because this smokestack is pretty high out of these. But I might want to do 5 just to... I'm going to double check that off camera just to see. I might be bumping this up 1 extra just to be 5 high. Yeah, I added windows everywhere there. But also I built up this a little bit to put the hub down. But also I gave a proper pen for my buddies here. Nice frame drop game. Bork and Best Doggo now have a bit of a bigger pen to run around in. Plus, if I get any more lizard doggos, I can get them in here. And I'm gonna, once I have doors proper, I'm gonna move them again, probably like up to there, and do like a 2-chambered thing just to make sure, like it with like an airlock. But also, the blueprints thing I mentioned is actually in here, so I'm actually gonna get that milestone up. I'm not sure how much I'm going to be doing that for this playthrough, but it's going to be a major benefit just because, like, if you have, like, an entire factory made and you want to just copy-paste it, like here, like, let's consider my power supply down there is however many 8. If I want to make several more of those, and I just plop them out, I could plop, 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 plop. If I have the coal for it, at least, I can quickly expand it without having to manually place everything every time. I just make sure I have the materials. Is that a gift all the way back there? I think right on my cursor, that's a gift. See, like, yeah. That's a gift all the way back there. That's how far away they can spawn. Wow. Yeah, yeah, I just do it once in the blueprint maker, and then I can just quick plop down as many times as I need, and that's a huge benefit. So I'm gonna plop that stuff in later. Actually, let's just do it now, quick, just while it's on screen, while we're thinking about it. So it needs 200 of that. I need 2 of my cube stacks. Cube. More wire, which I can grab from over there. Let's just grab 1,000. Yeah, things are coming together there, slowly. No, I need the wire. 500 wire, so let's just grab that much. I'm also, again, I'm going, like, visually good as well, not just functionally good. Just because I do find there is some benefit to a visual function. Just so you know where everything is better. Spaghetti is viable, spaghetti is valid. Plenty of people do spaghetti. I'm trying to be at least slightly, good. But anyway. Throw all this in. Oh, robot doesn't have anything for me, but this is how big it is. That's how... It's 32 by 32, so you can get things very, made. I know, so that's my progress so far. Not a lot, but it's both visual and just trying to make sure everything is where I'm gonna know where it is. So let's skip on ahead to raising this floor if this is a bad thing that the smoke is coming out, and then go from there. Well, right now it's looking like a bit of a giant, just orange cube, but, I got a lot done. So, using the constant gains from the coupons, I have doors now as well. I also have railings so that this ramp has a bit of safety. I'm sure if I keep running against it, I'll clip through, but, you know, it's reducing my chance of catastrophically falling. I can get back down there easy at this point and, like, retrieve my corpse if that happens, but, you know. But, I'm using wall-mounted, things in my favor quite a bit, as if we go through this door, would you look at that? A centered ramp up just to look down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And I got it on both sides. I may even be able to fit, if I try, a third one, and so that I don't need to put as many smelters above as I thought I might need. We'll see, though. I don't know how I'm going to be building this outward. And later on I can color all this, but I actually got a use, and I have all my wiring clean, so I don't accidentally delete anything. That's part of why I like the aesthetic of it, like I said, is because if you try and say, delete something and you delete a wire, well, it's hard to see where that wire was going. But if you have your wires specifically out of the way, you know pretty easily where or how you deleted something you needed. Not sure I like how that's uneven. I might fix that later, but for now, yeah, I got all this done, these wired up. I haven't belted them out, but we'll take care of that later. But I do have glass all around otherwise. And around this one too. Going all the way up, there's a roof on that one. But the thing I'm super proud of right now is this accidental thing here. I have a door here, but this is a conveyor belt hole. But if we open and crouch, we can go through. I haven't closed it up yet, but this is going to be my wiring hole to get up through all the floors, depending on how things go. That I can just keep extending this up and just... I need more. Just grab the wire and then go up, and there we go. Wires extended up, and then I can just do one of these double-sided ones. Just go through the wall. And that's what I did on the outside here. This is a double outlet that connects right to there and gets me my power. Just no problem. It's the accidental aesthetic things that are really cool with this that, oh, I didn't even mean to do this, but now all of a sudden I have it. And it's hiding these extra bits of rock too that like, oh, this was ugly. Well, now it's not even visible. Like, it's visible on this side, but that's part of the aesthetic as well. And when I'm done, always closed, and that won't open and like ever spill sunlight in, because I only ever have to open it when I'm going to be doing wiring. But then otherwise, I have the second floor basically all tiled out, that I can bring stuff up and start putting down actual things. And also I added some road barriers to the edge here of the hub, just like visual. This is just purely visual. Hi friends, do you got anything for me? I haven't seen you in a couple minutes. Friend? Coal. Friend. Coal's a little more useful. You know, other than actually setting everything up, things are coming along nicely, so I can... I'm not sure how exactly I want to be building this out. I think I'm just going to normally, like, get these all onto... Now, I'm not sure, just because I might need to, like, wrap it around here and then bring it up to get it to... Actually, I would probably want to go this way to bring it up, to bring it to constructors. We'll see. But once I'm up there and don't have to worry about getting stuff belted out, it's going to be a lot cleaner to do, and it's... Yeah, I've made a lot of progress. This took a lot of work. I started this at like 10 o'clock, I think, and now it's midnight, so 2 hours to get all this done and get it also looking nice, but not just looking nice, functionally nice. Yeah, I'm not sure how I want to do it from here. I think that's what I'm going to do is I'm going to belt it out to here, wrap it around, and then conveyor lift it up, like here-ish maybe, I'm not sure. I'm just going to mark this for later. This conveyor lift hole right in the middle. I'm not sure if I'm doing it, but just in case, it's there. I also want to get get multiple ways up. Like I might just like put like a ladder here too. That instead of having this be like a conveyor hole, have this foundation be gone. And put, like, more road barriers around it. Just like, hey, safety first. I'm not sure. We'll see. Yeah, that's what I have so far. And these are all ready to start spitting out the moment I should probably activate all these too, even if I'm not using them all. Like, that one's not active. What is the copy settings? Is it shift-click? Oh, Control V. Okay, I didn't think it would be that easy. Yeah, so this one... Yeah, I just activated... So this one... Nothing active. Control V. Aha! Oh, you have to get pretty close. But since it's something easy, it's easy to do. Oh, that also started taking my items too, or something. Let's get these off of me. I don't want all this iron ore. Get this off of me. I don't want the iron ore. Yeah, not everything's hooked up. I'm not going to worry about hooking everything up. But good start. Good start. Yeah, these don't have any power, so that's the issue. Okay, yeah. So yeah, good start. Just a few more things to set up, and then we'll be ready. So I think I'm going to work on the... I think I'm going to finish this. I'm going to go to bed, continue this next time, or like tomorrow or whatever. And see what I can do from there. Just because, like I said, it's past midnight now. And this has been like 2 hours of work, so I don't want to just stop the episode like, hey, we'll finish this in episode 9. No, episode 8 entirely is about building a basic base here. Anyway, yeah, see you in more time when I have more built. Alright, so things have taken a turn. I started building that out because something I'm going to do much later is going to be doing something fancy we'll worry about later. But for now, let's go inside and see. For one, I should put this down. I upgraded all of the miners to Mark II. I just went right to Mark II, so now I have 240, 960 iron ore being available for processing, and I have it all wired up to be processed. We have my machines. I have them neatly belted around. I haven't finished this walkway. That'll be something I do later. I have everything all in neat little rows. I did decide to do one of these down here, and this one is just gonna have to get up there because there's basically no more room unless I go further out that way, or like use the space over there. Okay, I have everything being belted out through here. I future-proofed this part where there's going to be a bunch of little pieces of architecture, just metal rails, pipes, whatever you want to call them, just for making sure these are wired up. Once we get everything, probably gonna just delete these wires now, just because I don't need all 12. I don't want them all running. I just wanted them filled up just for when I do start running it up. Yeah, the last 4 in each of these is not available. I have 8 per because I don't have the slugs to go and just pump those to do double. But it all belts up to over to here and goes up. I have a nice little access point here. And that's where I'm going to be pulling them out to craft them into whatever I need. Which comes to all of these machines. So these I have pre-placed just to give an example of something. You see, there's a lot of machines here. This is just the start of what I will need for Objective Complete Phase 2. 500 smart plates, 500 of the what is it? Versatile framework, that's it. 500 of those, and 100 automated wiring. I have 2 machines here of automated wiring, which is 2.5, or 2 machines will be 5 automated wirings a minute, which means I will need 5 stators a minute. If we look here, this machine will pump out 5 stators a minute for 15 steel pipes a minute and 40 wire. The wire is easy, but the steel pipes are all the way over there, so we may need to handle that. But otherwise, that's pretty easy to do. That's very cheap. They're cheap otherwise. The steel's pretty expensive, but the wire is easy. Stators aren't too bad to make, so this will be easy. And the cable, that's also extremely easy to make. Okay, so next we have 5 versatile frameworks, just from 1 machine. And I have 2 machines of it for 10 a minute, and that is going to be 5 modular frames a minute, and also 60 steel beams a minute, which is a lot. That's kind of heavy. But when it comes to the modular frames, we have 2 machines here, 1 for 3 and 1 for 2, because of course this is we're only at phase 2 and we're already getting to uneven amounts of how much we need. So I'll have to just have this one be overclocked to get me 3, or put down an extra machine to have 3 machines working instead of just the 2, but I'll probably just do with this. But that's 5 modular frames for 10 versatile frameworks a minute. But that also means I need 7.5 reinforced iron plate, which that's kind of rough. Which I have back here. Reinforced iron plates, 5, 10, 15, and a half, so 17.5. But that's just for only 2 of these. I only need 7.5, and I have 17.5. What about the other 10? Well, for one, we have these rotors. I only need 4 a minute. This is 4 a minute, which isn't too bad. That's easy. Well, problem there begins where we're talking here. I'm actually gonna need 2 more machines because I expanded things a little. So let's assembler. Oop. For some reason I was holding Alt there. I don't know why. Force of habit, I guess. I don't have enough for another one, but we'll pretend that we either overclock this one or underclock another one. We need 10 rotors a minute. If we want to do 10 smart plating a minute, because every 2 smart plating is 2 rotors, and another 2 reinforced iron plate, which means 5 machines, starting from this one, 5 machines just to get the same amount as the 10 versatile framework. And even then, even that 10 a minute, that will still take 50 minutes. Alright? 50 minutes to just complete phase 2 of just letting these machines run. And this is, these aren't all connected. I'm not feeding it all the materials it will need. I'm gonna need another machine just because I don't have enough of the wiring. But generally I have enough to get everything set up. But in addition to that, I will have I'm just gonna stand here and cut the screen to the number of machines I need. I need a lot of assemblers and constructors just to do this. Because if we look at this is Satisfactory Tools. It is, yeah, u6.satisfactorytools.com/production. They may have updated to u7.satisfactorytools.com. I don't know. I still have bookmarked the u6 version since it's all the same. But for the buildings, I need 20 assemblies, 48 constructors, 6 foundries, that's for the steel, and 16 smelters for all the iron we're gonna need, and the copper, which is a lot. But if we look at the visualization... Oh, and we also need 600 milliwatts of power, which is basically all of our power, last I remember. I'm gonna quick check. Yeah, my capacity is 600 milliwatts. This one project needs 605 milliwatts. So, yeah, I think I'm gonna need to go and get more power just to be able to do this project, which is rough in a way, but, the visualization part. You see this web? This is just for this one project, no extra thing, no real working to have surplus. The minimum amount, you will need 615 iron a minute. I have way more than that. Plus some of the iron is making coal or steel, which my steel production is elsewhere, which is 262.5 steel a minute. I'm going to need 240 for the steel beams and 22.5 for the steel pipes, so steel pipes are going to be the easy part for the most part. Like I said, they're relatively cheap, but it's still steel I'm spending. And then 120 copper a minute. Those are just the base materials. So while we're not, if we don't take into account all the other iron we need, just the iron in this space, this iron factory alone, I need 352.5 of it just for this project alone. Yeah. It's a good thing I upgraded, and it's a good thing I also doubled it, just because this would have been 480 total had I not used the Mark IIs. It would have been... Oh, would have been... Uh-oh, I just need to double check all my things, because that's 240 a minute. 240 a minute. 240 a minute. Okay, those are all 240s. I need to make sure that I'm actually getting 240 a minute out of all of these, because I couldn't... Because if I was assuming wrong... Okay, no, 240 a minute through all of them. Okay, that was correct. Phew! That could have been very bad. But, yeah, 240 a minute... it would have been 480 a minute only, which would have been most of my iron just for this one project. No extra for anything else. I want to make extra... I want to make extra iron rods. I want to make extra screws, plates, etc. I would not have that much overhead for making any of that for the next phases, expansion, all that. As just a start, 480 is not a lot, so it's a good thing I doubled it to be the near 1,000 that I have now. Just because, yeah, it's 480, 980, yeah, 960 that I have iron just here. And then there's also the iron down there over at the coal. Yeah, this is why I wanted to make a whole big project out of this, just because this is major. And I think technically I am at the end of, hey, I've made the factory. I'm going to set up the smelters here, and then I'm just going to get rid of all the assemblers. And then I think I'll make, like, the next episode be actually getting together. Actually, I'm going to do that. I'm going to build this up a little bit just to make sure I have my concrete properly done. And also, I'm probably going to go fix the copper as well, just so that everything's neat, everything's tidy. I have everything maximally, set up that I have plenty. Copper's the easy part. I might even just skip that for now. But the The concrete's always going to be needy just because some of the concrete we need for, oh god, what was it that I was making? There was something that I needed encased steel beams for. What was it? Oh, wait, no, I just needed encased steel beams just for Mark II miners. Which, yeah, I should probably make more Mark II miners. But even then, that's more like an aside thing for now, that I could just manually make those. Yeah, I'm going to pretty this up, drop all the smelters I need over there, maybe do the copper, and then we'll meet for the actual end of the episode. Which, yeah, I got... Again, this was a lot of work. And there's still more to do, just because, again... I'm going to have to make sure there's I didn't mess anything up with logistics. Like, yeah, that's... Each of these is 30, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 times 30... What? Why is that? Oh. Right. Yeah, 240. Okay, good. Okay. Okay, we're good. We're good. We're good. Things are progressing. Okay. Break. We'll see you again. I'm going to break, finish this, get that up, and then for next time we will do the actual planning the big machines, just because that is an entire workforce alone. Getting the iron factory up, step 1. Making the iron factory do something, that's an entire other step. And also, you could see from the length of this video, this has already been going on long, even without me rambling. So, break. See you then. So, I think I might have overdone it a little. Yeah, just a little bit. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Yeah. First, we got a little storage area here, just because once you get to a point in the game, you start having extras of stuff, and you want to have some surplus. You want to at least have a chest of stuff available anytime you need it. I go for 2 chests. You might want to even just go all the way up to a crate, or even a full double crate, just because that's... This is 1 more. So it's actually better to do these than the big crates. But if you get a double crate, that's going to be an upgrade we get later. You might want at least a double crate of each, which 2 of these is basically a double crate. So I'll have a double crate of everything just stored away as needed. But here, let's make sure that stays closed. Because we got a little garden here with... We got a friend. We got some flour. And we got another friend. Sulfur. Sorry. I plugged up the holes. I am worried about these holes because that temp pen I had here, they kept falling out of it. So I'm a little worried about that. I'm going to leave it not glass for now, just because there's a better glass you can get later for the pen that I'm going to be doing. But this is a lot better anyway, that they got some nature, and if I get any more Luzadoggos, I can slowly herd them up here and give them a nice new home. And I have the double lock in place so that they can't escape just by accident. Along with that, I have all this. I also have, if we come here, you could look on into the factory a little bit. I might replace that with the better glass as well, so that's one giant window pane. That I've just had open for shortcuts, but before we go look at what we have up above, we have... This is going to be locked off, but we have a whole big floor here that is round. How did I do that? I'll be showing it off later. This took forever with how I was doing it, because there's a better way to do this, but I made round. You can do round. And also there's a lot of Z fighting here. It's unfortunately not something I can really fix at the moment. I'll fix that. I'll have to fix it later. And by fix it later, I mean, am I holding Alt? By fix it later, I mean we're going to paint it concrete, because there's a concrete foundation you can use to just make it all look better. So it's going to be one just big concrete base, and this whole area is going to be concrete. Which, let's go up there and... See, I did basically the same thing as the other places. Entombed it. It looks very pretty as it comes out, and I have basically just enough. It's backed up to the point that I can't fill this anymore. I need a double crate. I'm probably gonna get several double crates just because you need a lot of concrete later on, beyond just making your base. Still looking like a big square, but don't worry, I have plans with that. Beyond just this circle I made, that's gonna make it a lot less like a big brick. Also, this here. And then also, I started fixing up the copper. I'm not sure if I'm gonna use these 2 layers because I only needed up to here. Again, entombed it. Started a pathway up to the second one. I'm not sure what I'm going to be doing with this copper up here yet. I haven't done anything with it. I just have the Mark II miner that down. Which, again, Mark II miner, 240. I might make that dedicated to copper sheets, because, again, you need a lot of that later, but also you need a lot of copper wire and cables. That's it. Oh, I'm Chris Pratt now. Koopas! And this is all the same. But then when we get up to here, I'm going to be building this out so that I can have... I'm going to belt all the copper upwards onto the second floor and do all the constructors up here for building all the wire. I pre-cleared some of this space that I'm probably going to end up using. We'll see. I'm building around the actual area that's here. And we got the... This was a bit awkward to get going just because pulling it right up. But it did manage to rotate all the way around to here so that, yeah, there we go. We got something nice. And I can lock this all up and just say, yep, everything's made. These 4 are not wired up yet just because I'm only using 8 per, because 240... 8 times 30 is 240, so I only need 8 machines at the moment. Now that's where I'm going to be finally calling it, is there. Just because, would you look at that, I have some form of actual base built. It's a lot. It's way more than you would probably want to go for as a casual player. But also I would recommend having some form of foundational aspect. You don't have to go overboard like I did with that, making this circular... It's okay for everything to be boxy. I just didn't want everything to be boxy. I wanted to go visually appealing as well, just because there was a jump cut there. Don't worry about it. Yeah, basically, yeah, I'm gonna figure out how I need to plan all the big stuff next time. And next episode is going to be dedicated to completing Phase 2 and getting on into Phase 3 and seeing what upgrades we can get. But now, otherwise, let's open up all of our Fixmas gifts. We're gonna store all. Wrong one, I should have put in, store all. Take out all the gifts that I just picked up. This is where the other gift should be. So I have 290 Fixmas gifts. And by the time I play again, this should be it, so... Yeah, all I have is gifts, so let's open them up. Okay, how do I open them, though? Oh, okay, so apparently we have to... pull out the man, which I have no... plates, wires, and what was the last thing? We have to pull out the MAM. Fixmas Holiday event, so... Oh, wow, I don't think I'm gonna have enough. Yeah. Did that say something I could use? Rewards for... How do I... Okay. Oh, I found it. 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 You gotta go into Constructor and make the tree branches here. And how much was the ma'am? I need wire. Where did I put the wire? Right there. That's the event. So I would have to make branches, which would be 50 branches. We can make the candy cane. 10 candy cane would give me that. Okay. Okay, I see now. It's just a lot of gifts, and then I don't know what's at the bottom. I'm not going to be playing much more to be able to do this, I don't think. We'll see. If I have the ability to do more, I will offline, because I might build up more just to prepare for next episode. We'll see. Yeah, otherwise, that's it. Otherwise, thank you for watching. Hope that you enjoyed this. Hope you enjoyed this Fixmas. Sorry for that blink there, but, yeah, no, now at this point, I got a big old base started, and, again, you don't need to go this overboard. I went this overboard just because I'm planning super far in advance. Just be worried about spaghetti, and otherwise you're fine. Take care, and may the power of animated hogs lay waste to your enemies.